All right. Then maybe, yeah, Koen, you were going to talk a little bit about watermarking.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me.
We just did a search on it as a
Oh, that's
test.
true. Yeah.
But a lot of companies, a lot of AI companies are struggling with the fact that with AI you can also generate a lot of content, images, text that can be used wrongly. So they are looking for multiple ways to watermark AI content so that as a user you can always spot if an image is generated by AI or a video compared to a real life picture or video. So, for example, the elections are coming up in the United States tomorrow. And there's a lot of fake news, fake content going around on the internet. And with AI, it's really easy to generate this content. So Google has been working on SynthID, which is their technology to watermark the outputs generated by the chat models of Google, so the Gemini chat models. These models output text, and with this technology, they can hide a pattern of words in the answer, which is some sort of fingerprint. And if you keep this text intact, Google can recognize this fingerprint and know that it's AI generated, and also link it back to the user that generated this content, which is also quite a privacy discussion as well, because now every text you generate with Gemini, there's a fingerprint in there which you can't see, but the system can recognize the pattern of words, and then based on this fingerprint can relate it back to the 4th of November, us generating this text. So it has two sides of the story. So one side, it's really good that you can mark a text or a piece of content as AI generated to prevent fake news. But the downside is that if you generate content with this technology, people can always trace it back to you as a user.
Well, maybe a nuance there. I don't think other people might be able to do it, but Google might be able to do it, right? They have the algorithm determining how these fingerprinting
well,
works.
they open sourced this technology.
Yeah, okay, the
So
technology, but you don't know how they create the keys, right?
no,
I
no,
assume. I assume
no,
that would
no,
be.
no. It's not the fingerprint itself is stored somewhere on a Google server, which is only available to Google. So they know your fingerprint. But still, Google has a lot of data. And if they have all the text you generate with AI, for example, for myself, I also generate recipes to cook, for example. And if they store all this data and they can trace it back to me.
Yeah, you don't want to send such a recipe to your friends and they think you're really creative, and then
they find out
they
it's,
notice you generated with Gemini.
yeah, then you lose your your good reputation as a cook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think it's a struggle. A lot of AI companies are working on how to watermark content, but also prevent content becoming useless because everyone knows it's AI generated.
Yeah, it's a balance there. Of course, they want to prevent fraud, and I think this is really a feature to prevent fraud in the end, right? Not like spoil your reputation as a cook, but more in the more serious use cases. It could be really dangerous if people use AI generated content or video or whatever to fool people.